Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with my co-host, Nassau Community College student Zac Turkel. And today we're shining the spotlight on taking a vacation away from Long Island.
I can tell that we will be getting great insight about travel agents, Bill. And we can do that by introducing you to Donna Pagano from Traveling with Donna.
And today, joining us with Donna, she is a member of the New Hyde Park Chamber of Commerce. It's vice president, and she is a member of the American Society of Travel Agents, Small Business, and Metropolitan Association of Travel Agents. Donna, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, what inspired you to get into the travel business?
I would say I love to travel. Travel is really my passion. I like helping people. I like meeting people. And travel to me is selling a dream.
And I know from talking to you before the show, that's really true. I can see your enthusiasm, how much you enjoy it, how accessible you are to people. How long have you been doing this?
I've been in the travel business 28 years. I was always an independent consultant, and 6 years ago, I decided to open up my own agency.
Are a lot of people, we think of travel as something that can be expensive today. Are a lot of people taking vacations or, lavish ones away from Long Island?
Yes, I think, we have a wonderful country, but people are very interested in international travel. They like to go on tours or river cruises.
Can't blame them. I think I'd like that myself.
But I think I might be turned away by the price tag. That's the problem,
Well, you get what you pay for. There are deals out there. That's why when you come to me, I ask you what your budget is, and I try to find something within your budget.
Okay. Well, since you are a travel agent, what percentage of vacations booked would you say are done through a travel agent? Because people are thinking, well, travel agents are kind of, obsolete. What would you say? What's the percentage?
I would say, from my experience, about 60% do come from travel agent. Yes.
Okay, that's quite a few.
Wow.
Donna, you were telling us there's a lot of, before the show we were talking about it, a lot of advantages that I never even thought of to using a travel agent. So would you tell us some of those?
Well, one advantage is I'm at the end of the phone if you have a problem. So if you book online, you have very little recourse. The other thing is, I know where to go. You could spend 5 hours on the computer booking your trip. I have the knowledge and the expertise to do it quickly and efficiently.
And you were telling us some of the, secret behind-the-scenes stories that when people book online, they don't read the small print, as you said, and both the price and some of the rules of the game. So do you want to warn us against that or what could happen?
Oh, yes. That is what I call the fine print, where it says $99 to go to Europe. And
that's the trip Zac wants.
Exactly.
$99.
But if you read closer, they aren't what they seemed. A skilled travel agent can help you decipher the clues. Is that a direct flight, or will you have a 3-leg layover and a 25-hour journey to your destination?
That's the one Zac's going for.
I don't know about that. Well, how much does a travel agent cost? Is it usually out of their budget, or can they afford it if they want to go on any of these lavish vacations?
Are you asking me if you use a travel agent, how much does it cost you?
Yeah, like a base price usually.
I don't charge a fee
for
my expertise. I get paid by the supplier that I use. It doesn't cost you any money. I usually can meet or beat any price that you would find online.
Oh, okay. But I guess some of the other travel agents you probably have to pay a fee, but with you, it's all free, which is great, It's another incentive, to get on that plane.
I mean, obviously in every business, though, the person has to make money. And you wouldn't be doing this in fairness to you. So how do you make your income?
So I make my income. If I book a cruise, the cruise company pays me. If you book a trip to Disney, Disney pays me. When you don't use a travel agent, they get to keep that money. But bear in mind, they do not add that what my commission onto that trip. So I would get, if you called Disney and got a price and I called Disney and got a price, it could be the same price. I would get paid a commission, but I also would find the best deal for you.
I like that, Donna, because, again, I'm one person. If I have an incident, and Disney is great. I don't think we've ever had an incident there. But if something comes up on a trip that I don't like, if I object, they'll probably try to help me, but I'm only one person. You being an agent, you have a lot of people, and if you get bad news about any, like a restaurant, if people find out that the new chef isn't doing well, people are going to stay away from there. And you're dealing in volume. So you know the people at Disney, you know the right person to say, I've had 3 dissatisfied clients, or on a European trip, or a certain hotel. I'm guessing you wouldn't book them there anymore, or you would make sure they made the proper changes so that your clients would be satisfied.
I would follow up with a phone call and an email, and if I see it happens again, then I would think twice about booking them. And they know that. When you book through a travel agent, if we're driving you thousands of dollars worth of business and you're not doing what you're supposed to, we network, you're not going to get booked.
I bet you have some good horror stories for us. I mean, because you were shocking me before when we were talking about this. So can you tell us 1 or 2 of them?
Yes. I had a couple that I know for a very long time, and they wanted to do a trip to the UK, to London. And I did the trip. I did round-trip transfers. I did their hotels. I did some sightseeing. And the day they were supposed to leave, I see my phone ringing, which is on 24/7, and it's my client calling. He got to the airport. He read his passport wrong, and he misread the expiration date.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so they wouldn't let him out of the country. I told him to go home and wait for my call. The first thing I did, of course, was call the hotel and cancel that reservation. I then called the passport office, and after about 6 phone calls, I got him an appointment 2 days later in New Hampshire. He drove up with his wife. They did the passport right there, and then he was able to travel that night. If he went to Manhattan, it would have been 2 weeks. He would have lost his whole vacation, and he had already taken off from work. So after that, I make everybody send me a copy of their passport so I can double-check it.
So you're like a hired gun or a troubleshooter. I mean, aside from what a travel agent does to set things up, we only think of it that way. But when there's a real problem, the good travel agents, we can come back to them. They get involved like you just did, and you literally saved his vacation because he had taken 2 weeks off. If he had to go through it in Manhattan, he just couldn't have taken the trip, right?
Exactly, and I don't think he would have known that he could have gone someplace else either.
I never thought of that when you told me the
neither.
story. I would just say, well, I'm going to go to the beach on Long Island.
But I never thought that you can actually get, if you live in New York, you can actually get your passport renewed in New Hampshire or any other state. I never knew that. That's so interesting.
This is why we're doing the show. We learn so much.
Yeah, we're learning something every single
smart
day.
Guys here.
Exactly, and I just want to let our listeners know that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Zac Turkel, along with Bill Horan, and today we're talking about the business of travel agents with Donna Pagano, owner of Traveling with Donna, located in New Hyde Park. So, Donna, what about travel insurance? Can I buy it through a travel agent?
Yes, I'm licensed to sell travel insurance, and travel insurance isn't just cancellation, and I don't think people really understand that. Once you leave the U.S., you are not covered. Your medical insurance will not cover you. So if you need medical assistance in any other country, they're going to ask you for a credit card up front.
Wow.
You know, sometimes people fall, twist their ankle, get sick, and they need medical attention. So the insurance I sell is cancellation for a medical reason, medical assistance, dental assistance, lost baggage, misconnection, you know, things like that, and hurricane.
Wow,
wait, Zach,
wait.
being an older person, I have to jump in here. So if I had appendicitis,
right.
I go to France, and I'm very happy there. But one of these things you don't expect, it just comes on.
Right.
It's not something your doctor predicts. My insurance isn't good there?
No.
Uh-oh.
Your insurance...
I never knew that. I mean, This is another really amazing thing.
But I could see the reason why it wouldn't be covered because you're not in the U.S.
Right, so but I just never thought. And now I'm over there, and if I don't plan this properly, I could get hit with a whopper of a bill.
I know somebody, they did not book through me. It's just an acquaintance I have, and her husband went to Mexico, got sick, ended up in the hospial. $33,000 later.
Wow.
He had a heart attack while he was in Mexico. He had no insurance.
Well, I just that question I don't think it ever came up with people, and I know people have traveled.
And it usually doesn't. Nobody really thinks about that because people go on vacation, they're perfectly fine, but then it could happen.
And crazy things. I mean, if you don't know another area, a friend went, I think it's the Bahamas, where those people, they take the scooter and inevitably the first 10 minutes they fall off it. He went on his honeymoon, broke his arm like in half an hour on the scooter. And you don't even think of that in terms of the cost. You think of it as the inconvenience.
And you also got to think that healthcare is totally different in other countries than here in the U.S. than what you're used to. So it definitely makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, you're going to have people lined up out your door after this show because that's certainly something I never thought of. So if you're on international travel. Now, can I ask you what would like a simple, no, I shouldn't say simple policy, but I guess a typical 2-week vacation policy for that would cost? Do you have any idea?
What I do, I have a company that I've been using for many years, and it goes by how much the trip is and your age.
That makes sense.
So
I would pay a lot.
So I have a question.
Okay.
If someone like Bill's age, would the price be higher than someone like me?
Yes.
Okay.
It would be higher.
By a lot.
It would be higher, but it's very comprehensive, and it does cover everything. And, to spend money on vacation, no matter how much you're spending, and if something goes wrong or you can't go or something happens on vacation, the amount you're going to pay for the insurance, you're going to it's going to keep you relieved that you have this coverage.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's very important. And I never knew that. So even just that alone has been very instructive today and alert to the people. And we know people who go every year. They go internationally. And unfortunately, as you get older, something, not life-threatening, but you could turn off a curb and hurt your ankle. You could slip and fall, as happens. Another car could hit your car, your cab, whatever your vehicle you're in. Accidents happen, and that's important. So.
It definitely can. And Donna, we're talking about vacations, but we never talked about what are some of the biggest destinations that people usually visit. What are some of the biggest places that your clients have visited, or what's the most common places that they go to now?
I think right now there's a lot of interest in Cuba.
Oh, okay.
And also Iceland. There's a lot of interest there. Couples seem to want to go to Italy and Paris. And the UK. My honeymoon couples, they seem to be going to Thailand and Bali or Tahiti.
It must go in waves, right? I mean, that's hot now, and 2 years from now, it might be Pittsburgh.
But I'm kind of wondering if that they mostly go to Europe and Asia because they live here in the Americas. I'm kind of wondering if people that are living in Europe and Asia, I wonder if they, for their honeymoon, they go to New York or they go to like Mexico or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a lot like that, maybe.
It is. Wow. It is. Yeah, and people on the West Coast tend to go to Hawaii, where people here on the East Coast, if they want a quick getaway, will go to the Caribbean.
Interesting.
And that really does make a whole lot of sense.
Is there, as a professional, is there a favorite you have?
My favorite destination, one of my favorites actually was Turkey.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Turkey. I also went 2 years ago to Tahiti. I'm still pinching myself because it was just so beautiful. I went to Tahiti, Bora Bora, and Moorea.
I was going to ask you if you yourself as a traveler, or if you tell us, oh no, I haven't left Long Island in 30 years. So,
there's got to be some travel agent that has never left their house. There's got to be.
Zach and Donna, we're going to find out more, but at this point in the show, we'd like to take a brief break. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with Zac Turkel, and today we're talking about the business of travel agents with Donna Pagano, owner of Traveling with Donna, located in New Hyde Park. You're listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Haven't adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Stephen, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
My Hometown is made possible by Herald Community Newspapers. For more local news, visit liherald.com. Got a story to tell? Call 516-569-4000.
And now we return to My Hometown.
Thanks for being with us today, here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Bill Horan. I'm here with my partner, Zac Turkel, and today we're talking about the business of travel with Donna Pagano, owner of Traveling with Donna, located in New Hyde Park.
If anyone is listening and they want to become a travel agent, is there a lot of training, and what kind of person could consider becoming a travel agent like yourself?
Well, there's webinars that you can listen to. There's a lot of seminars that I go to. You can go to a travel agency. Some of them are willing to train. The most important thing is you need to know your geography, which I find a lot of people do not know. And you have to have a passion for travel and like working with people.
Donna, I was going to say, it seems when we talk to you, you really enjoy that because you get texts and calls. You said even like 3 a.m. in the morning, someone's having trouble with their airline seat or something in their room isn't working. They, instead of going to the hotel concierge, they go to you and call you back in America and say, take care of this.
Exactly. I'm the hand holder from the time you book with me. I'm holding your hand till you come home.
So it's really good, I guess, for people to know that if you like to have that person there, that when you're on vacation, you just want to enjoy that vacation, you want that week or 2 week rest, you're the one they can call, you're the troubleshooter, and you'll do it for them.
Exactly. And when planning a vacation, sometimes things look good on paper, but I'll take into account the travel time, and sometimes I find people are trying to load in so much stuff they're not going to enjoy themselves because they're not they're not looking at how much time it gets to go from point A to point B.
Now tell us, if someone's listening, and especially you were talking about the insurance before and the needs and how we could get caught up in that and really get hit with an enormous bill, if they want to get in touch with you, how do they find Traveling with Donna?
Okay. You can call me at 516-455-4940, or you can reach me by email at don127@optonline.net.
And if we get a chance, we'll ask you to give that before the end of the show again, because you've hit some very, very important points.
Especially with the travel insurance.
Oh, yeah. No, that scared all of us. You can tell about that. Now we want to know on your end, what are the perks of being a travel agent? Do you get to go all around? Do you get free chicken McNuggets? Because we know Zac loves chicken McNuggets.
No. What I do get, we go on familiarization trips, we call them. It's, let's say, the Aruba Tourist Board. It's an educational vacation, so you pay a certain amount of money, not a lot of money, but you have to get up for breakfast. We're doing hotel inspections, we're going on excursions, and we get to know the destination. Also, I do get discounts on my own travel. Usually it's during hurricane season or off season, but I'm very grateful for what I get. I think there used to be a lot more years and years ago, but I've been to a lot of places that if I wasn't a travel agent, I probably wouldn't get there.
Now, let's ask you that magic question. What's your favorite spot?
I have several favorite spots. I think right now I'm going to say Bora Bora.
Real? Okay.
Yeah. In an over-the-water bungalow. That, to me, was just magical.
I thought Donna was going to say Jersey Shore. After all the places I like, the Atlantic City or, Point Lookout, someplace on the Jersey Shore. But, Zac?
I guess not. Well, is travel agents, is it a full-time job or can it be a part-time job as well?
Okay. For me, it's a full-time job, but for many years, it was a part-time job. There's a lot of teachers, firefighters, police, nurses that go into the travel business. You can still do your full-time job and you can do travel part-time. As long as you have a computer and a phone, you can work from home, you can work from your office.
Which I think everybody does have nowadays, so I guess with the training, maybe you could become a travel agent. Who knows?
Now, Donna, by the way, if someone missed the first part of our show, they can go to nccradio.org, and if you're planning a trip, I think you'd be really foolish to do it without hearing this show, because Donna's given us some great tips,
That's right.
things to watch out for, and sadly, it's only after we get burned on something that we say, gee, now I know that. But you've warned us of it ahead of time where we could get hit with unexpected, substantial expenses, how our health insurance isn't covering us in another country, and things that people should be aware of. So they're getting a lot of expertise by talking to a good travel agent like yourself. When you're out there reaching out to people, this is a radio show that you can talk to them. How do you kind of expose yourself to people? Like lawyers run seminars, doctors run health clinics. What does a travel agency do to let people know about what they can provide for them?
Yeah, I don't do any advertising. All my advertising is word of mouth, but I'm very community-minded. That's why I'm in my Chamber of Commerce. I belong to other philanthropic organizations, and I meet people, and that's how I get my clients.
Well, I just want to let our listeners know that you were listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Zac Turkel, along with Bill Horan, and today we're talking about the business of travel agents with Donna Pagano, owner of Traveling with Donna, located in New Hyde Park. Now, Donna, is there ever a situation you would recommend not to use a travel agent? Would you ever turn away business?
I would not book anything that I wouldn't book for myself. So if I'm uncomfortable doing it, I don't do it. I think airline tickets, I think people can do on their own if they're just doing airline tickets, a ticket to Florida, a ticket to California. I don't think, though I just did tickets to Australia with somebody that's in a wheelchair and she's taking her family, so that's a special need. I ordered the wheelchair for her, and I have to get visas. But I would probably turn away somebody that I wasn't comfortable doing what they wanted me to do.
Okay.
Now, Donna, you're an average-sized person, so you're not one of these fearsome people. If I saw you on the street, I wouldn't run away or say, gee, I don't want to get her mad. When you have to resolve a disagreement, you're dealing with countries, other states, etc. How do you go about it? What's your technique, or do you just say you're in the National Rifle Association and you know where they live, or what's your technique?
It depending on what I booked, I would either get in touch with the manager of the hotel if it's a hotel problem. If it's an airline problem, we send a letter. I ask the client to get in touch with me, tell me what the situation is, and then I turn it over to the proper person. And people know that travel agents direct a lot of business, and they don't like to have any bad press. So usually the situation gets resolved.
So you say, I know the local newspaper editor, and you'll be headlines tomorrow. So,
I have a lawyer.
See, now the newspaper is actually better. It gets it done tomorrow. The lawyer will take a few months.
Right.
But if Donna knows the right people, it gets done.
Yeah, and on a lot of websites, it suggests that you should book with a travel agent that has experience. Now, everyone knows that experience always counts, and it's better. But do you agree with that statement? If someone is just looking out is just starting out as a travel agent, how do they gain client trust to become successful? Because trust is very important in this kind of industry.
Yeah, I think if you're just starting out, you need to work with a travel agency that's well established, somebody that has years of expertise.
So I guess someone like AAA or anything like that, you would say is a good starting point, and then maybe in a few years later down the road, you can work with yourself at home.
I don't know anything about AAA.
Okay. I was just coming up with something off the top of my head.
But there's a lot of travel agents that have been in this business a very long time, and they have a wealth of information. They're well-traveled. They've done thousands of trips. So that's really the kind of environment you want to be in.
Well, when you work for a big company, do you get like a salary or anything like that?
If you work what we call in-house, you would get a salary.
Okay.
Or per diem. If you're an independent contractor, like I was many years, you work totally on commission.
I see. All right.
Donna, some businesses are seasonal, so we think of the accountants who always work hard right up till April 15th, and then I guess they do their average work then, but before that, and retailers up to Christmas. Are there some destinations better to visit in the summer or winter or times of the year that you'd recommend? So if someone comes to you right after Christmas, you say you want to go here, or after June, for teachers who stop teaching usually around mid-June?
Well, hurricane season is from June 1st till the end of October.
We want to X that spot out.
Right.
So you really don't want to go to the Caribbean. You can go to what we call the ABC Islands, which is Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. They are out of the hurricane belt.
Really? Okay, so again, that's another little tip that most of us think you can go any time of year, but if you get there during a hurricane,
right.
that's how would we say it, a very different type of vacation.
Yes.
It might be an experience, but one you don't want to have.
Right. And it's also rainy season, so
yeah,
you
miserable.
Really don't want to do that.
Unless you're a scuba diver. We don't want
So
that.
the Caribbean islands are better during the winter. Like, let's say if you want to go to the Bahamas, that's really the best place to go. Or, if you want to go skiing, Iceland, is that another good idea during the winter, or would you suggest summer?
I would suggest Iceland in the summer.
Okay, because it's a little more warmer than that. Yeah, I see.
Exactly.
What about staycations on Long Island? Any tips for that? People?
Like me, I never leave my house.
There you go.
There's lots to do on Long Island here. There's lots to do, in Manhattan or even in the tri-state area.
Is there a hot spot? I'm just thinking in the United States, we've been talking about foreign travel, but is there some place we wouldn't think of? We think of the Disney World and Disneyland, but is there another place that people want to go that would probably amaze us?
I think that people are going to the Grand Canyon. That's always a big draw. Yellowstone Park, California in general.
One last piece of advice for the next trip the people who are listening are going to take. What would you tell them?
Make sure you have travel insurance.
Yes, I agree with you after
That's what we learned today.
Yes.
Check your passport. Make sure your passport is valid for most countries now 6 months after travel.
Okay. So those are your tips for today. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, learn more, or perhaps, set up a trip, how do they get in touch with Donna?
They can call me at 516-455-4940. And my email is don127 @optonline.net. And my last thing I would tell you is, without a travel agent, you're on your own.
Very good advice.
Yes.
Thanks for putting up with Zach and myself, all our questions today. And thanks for being so instructive. We'd like to thank you for being here. Our guest today has been Donna Pagano, owner of Traveling with Donna, located in New Hyde Park. She told you how you can get in touch with her. Donna, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, and you've been listening to My Hometown. My name is Zac Turkel, along with Bill Horan, and we thank you for listening on 90.3 WHPC.